Let me set the table here. Immigration in America. That's like trying to fold a fitted sheet, you dig? It's a whole lot of mess and potential, but mostly mess. We're talking about people uprooting their lives, their families, their whole damn vibe for a chance at something better. It ain't no simple equation, see? It's got layers like a Philly cheesesteak, steak, onions, cheese, peppers, and a whole lot of grit underneath. Don't be asking me for a neat little answer, 'cause there ain't one. What's the starting point, Trey?
Soft beats flow like one waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart. Eyes of cloud drift when I'm sucking and drunk. Losing through the echo, clouds of the shine. Feeling with my poses, it's my low affair. Innocent my dance, we flow unaware. Chill vibes surround us. Feel the heat, dreams smooth, we find our heartbeat. Calling, feeling sound fade. Round and haze, no clear speed, escapade. Soft beats flow like one waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart. Eyes of cloud drift when I'm sucking and drunk. Losing through the echo, clouds of...
Hold up. A fitted sheet. Ayana, you bring the chaos to the table, bless your heart. That's like saying a souffle is easy. Immigration. Man, that's like a giant, beautiful, complicated pot roast. We got all these flavors, hope, fear, resilience, betrayal, simmering for centuries. And you gotta let it rest before you slice into it, you know? I'm thinking about this whole concept of borders. It's like trying to put a lid on a volcano. Eventually, the pressure's gonna build, and something's gonna erupt. Let's talk about the spices, though. What spice makes the biggest difference in this pot roast, Ayana? Is it the paprika of opportunity, or maybe the chili of struggle?
Word. Chili of struggle, definitely. That's the truth sauce, Trey. See, you ain't just talking about immigration, you talking about the human condition. Every immigrant brings their own damn chili. Some bring in jalapeno, some bring in habanero. Some bring in ghost pepper, burning, hot, straight to the soul. But you gotta appreciate the heat, you feel me? Don't be screaming about how it's burning. It's teaching you something. Like, look, this whole notion of a perfect immigration policy. That's a myth. Like a gold-plated napkin. Ain't no such thing. It's about adaptation, survival, and sometimes, a whole lot of hustle. I'm thinking about this Irish potato famine, that's a whole lot of chili. What's the biggest misconception people have about folks who come over here looking for a new start? Be honest, Trey. Don't sugarcoat it like a powdered donut.
Ayana, you hit the nail on the head. The biggest misconception. That they're waiting to be grateful, like some kinda charity case. Like a side dish that's just supposed to be there. Man, that's offensive. It's like saying a peach is just supposed to be a peach. They are bringing skills, ideas, life. It's like trying to measure the ocean with a teaspoon. I'm throwing out a thought experiment, though. If you could build a utopian immigration system, what one ingredient, beyond just legal paperwork, would you put in it to make it work? Let's say it's not about borders, it's about connection. I'm picturing a massive, global farmers market, overflowing with potential. What's your vibe on that, Ayana? Something to help folks find their roots, even when they're planting new ones.
Hold up, Trey. A farmer's market. That's kinda sweet, but also kinda naive. See, human nature ain't no farmer's market. It's a whole lot of weeds and thorns. The biggest ingredient, for me, is trust. And trust don't just magically appear. You build it brick by brick, like a little bodega on a corner. It's about community, mutual respect, and knowing your neighbor is looking out for you. It's about a shared table, not just a marketplace. Don't get me wrong, connection is key, but you gotta have a foundation, something solid. You can't build a skyscraper on a puddle of goodwill. I'm thinking about this concept of assimilation. It's like trying to force a pretzel back into a straight noodle. It never works. It just creates tension. What about this melting pot idea? Is that a good metaphor, or just another way to say pressure?
Okay, Ayana, you're right. A melting pot is a pressure cooker. A beautiful, chaotic pressure cooker, but still heat. I'm rethinking. Instead of melting, maybe we're aiming for ferment. Like sourdough bread. You start with flour and water, but you let it rise, you let it develop its own flavor. It's about embracing the wild yeast, the unexpected tang. It's not about uniformity, it's about complexity. I'm throwing out a culinary metaphor, a well-seasoned stew. You throw in all sorts of ingredients, some sweet, some savory, some spicy, and you let it simmer until everything blends together into something richer and more interesting. What's your take on this whole concept of cultural appropriation within this stew, Ayana? Is it like borrowing a spoon from someone's table without asking?
Word up, Trey. Borrowing a spoon without a skin is straight disrespect. That's like stealing someone's recipe and claiming it as your own. It's called cultural appropriation, and it's a whole lot of hurt. It's about power dynamics, see. When you take something from a marginalized group and elevate it to become trendy, you erase the history and the struggle behind it. It's like saying a Philly cheesesteak is just a sandwich. It's a sacred thing. But listen, I'm not about shuffling people around. I'm more interested in exchange. A true, mutual exchange of ideas, traditions, and yes, even flavors. Like, a Philly cheesesteak gets a little bit of Korean kimchi, and the kimchi gets a little bit of steak. It's a fusion, not a theft. What's your take on this concept of home in this exchange, Trey? Where does a person truly belong when they've crossed so many borders?
Man, Ayana, you're speaking directly to my soul. Home, it's not a place you go to, it's a feeling you make. It's like a perfectly crafted gravy. You start with simple ingredients, but you layer in love, patience, and a whole lot of flavor. It's about building your own table, wherever you are. I'm thinking about this concept of roots. You can plant seeds anywhere, and they'll grow, even if the soil isn't exactly what you're used to. It's about adapting, evolving, and creating something new. But you always carry a piece of where you came from with you. It's like a spice, a subtle reminder of your heritage. Let's say we're building this global stew. Where do we start throwing in the first few ingredients, Ayana? What flavors do you want to bring to the table?
Okay, Trey. Let's start with the basics. Let's put in a whole lot of garlic for strength and resilience. Let's add some fresh basil for joy and hope. And let's throw in a generous helping of black pepper for truth and honesty. 'Cause without those three things, the stew is just bland. It's about recognizing that every human being has a story to tell, and every story deserves to be heard. It's about creating a space where everyone feels welcome at the table, no matter where they come from. It's not about erasing our past, it's about learning from it. Let's build a stew that's both delicious and respectful, a stew that celebrates the beauty of human diversity. And let's remember, Trey, that the best stew is always served with a good dose of laughter.
Dance to the rhythm. Casina be so feel that sweet. Yeah. I'm a black on my black like blue. Daughter strike caught the deal when the RRs for broken no. All rings on the top, no let's see it top. Add that to the pie, son of fun.